Adam Silver speaks out on the Luka Doncic trade. As we all know, it's currently All-Star break, and yesterday they had the three-point contest, the dunk contest, as well as a skills challenge. And tonight we'll have the All-Star game. But yesterday, the media were asking not only Adam Silver, but other players and staff, what rules would you want to add to the league? What rules would you want to take away? And questions that range from that to how do you feel about the Luka Doncic trade? And Adam Silver gave his honest opinion, and not everybody is okay with his answers. So in this video, we're going to take a look at how is All-Star break going, what did Adam Silver have to say about the Luka Doncic trade, as well as what are other players and coaches' reactions to the trade as well as the aftermath. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 19,797 subscribers, getting oh so close to 20K. But if you're enjoying everything that we're doing here at Mavericks Digest with our watch-alongs, our news vids, our giveaways, and everything else in between, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. But like we all know, it is All-Star break. The guys finally get some time off to rest and recover. We've got too many players that are currently injured. All of our big men, ranging from PJ Washington to Daniel Gafford, Anthony Davis, Dwight Powell, and Derrick Lively. Hopefully, after this week of time off to rest and recover, we'll at least get PJ and maybe even Dwight Powell back. But a few weeks ago, we went over on this channel how certain players do get snubbed from the All-Star break, as Luka Doncic at the time was still on the roster. We knew he was injured. He missed a lot of time. Maybe he doesn't get the All-Star nod. We understand. But one player that a lot of people thought should have got it was Kyrie Irving. And when the roster came out that showed that Kyrie Irving got snubbed, it felt like he was blackballed, as he wasn't an All-Star since his time in Brooklyn, and since then he's been playing amazing basketball. Just made it to the NBA Finals. But it was reported just a few days ago that Kyrie Irving will replace his Dallas Mavericks teammate Anthony Davis in the 2025 NBA All-Star Game. Kyrie has been averaging 24.1 points per game, 4.8 assists per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, 1.3 steals, and while shooting 47.5 from the floor and 40.7% from three. Obviously doing it all this year, looking like an All-Star, rightfully so. And whether you're still upset that he didn't get selected, I mean, I personally was. I'm just glad that he finally got the nod, even if it was just from an injury. But now that we don't have Luka Doncic, it really is Kyrie, and whenever he comes back, Anthony Davis. It will be those two as our tandem. So it's good to see that at least one of our guys did make the All-Star game. But with these injuries, Kyrie Irving has really had to step up, and hopefully after All-Star break, like I said, guys get enough rest where we can come back and we can make a push. But at All-Star break, there's a lot of different media there asking questions. How do you feel about trades? What do you think about these rules? And Adam Silver was asked about the Luka Doncic trade. If we take a look right here, Adam Silver on the Luka AD trade, saying, I was surprised when I heard the trade. I did not know that Luka Doncic was potentially a player that was about to be traded. That was news to me, and I know a lot of people are not going to believe a single thing that Adam Silver has to say. I've seen all the rumors, I've seen all the conspiracy theories that Adam Silver was working very closely with the ownership and Nico Harrison and Rob Pelinka to get a star to LA so they could boost their ratings and try to make more money. And I've also seen all the rumors and conspiracy theories that the owners of the Mavericks are okay with this, because if it tanks the value of the Mavericks, they can move the Mavericks to Vegas. Vegas has been a city that's been floating around as we could put an expansion team there, and our owners already have casinos, they've got resorts and property in Vegas. So if you're a conspiracy theorist, you could probably connect the dots that this sounds plausible. But even Adam Silver had something to say about the team potentially moving to Vegas by saying this. Adam Silver says there is no doubt in his mind that owners of the Mavericks bought the team to have it in Dallas, and that there were no ulterior motives to the Luka Doncic trade, which he said was he was as surprised as everyone else by when it happened. Again, no one's really going to believe a thing that Adam Silver says. A lot of people believe that Adam Silver pulls the strings from behind the scenes. He's in charge of who gets traded to where, who makes it to the finals, who wins the finals. Obviously, the NBA is a business, and it's ran more so like a business now than it ever was. So obviously Adam Silver is going to allow himself to be asked any question and have just the right answer to make himself and the league look good. But to say that there are no ulterior motives to the trade, I mean, it sounded like you really didn't like Luka Doncic. From all the reports and all the quotes that we have since the trade, it sounds like our owners as well as Nico just didn't like Luka. And maybe getting AD was more of a personal thing that Nico wanted, more so that than I want to help the team, I want to stay competitive, let me get Anthony Davis. There's a lot of different rumors, a lot of different speculations around this trade, and Adam Silver doesn't stop there. Adam Silver on the Luka Doncic trade continued by saying whether or not history will ultimately judge this as a smart trade. Dallas did what they think was the best interest of the organization. Mavs fans should believe in their organization. Now, you got to be very careful there, Adam. There's a lot of angry Mavericks fans, a lot of emotional Mavericks fans, a lot of fans that don't want to be fans anymore. A lot of Mavericks fans are now Lakers fans, and I understand that you can feel how you want to feel. I'm not going to tell you how to feel. Me personally, I am kind of over it. You got to move on. At least for me, I've got to move on. I don't want to be sad and talk about Luka being traded for the next 4 or 5 months when we have 14 guys on this team that needs our support, that needs us to believe in them, and that's what they're going to do on a nightly basis. But again, what Adam Silver says is it's kind of funny. It's kind of weird. He obviously sees all this going on, from the fans being angry to the players being upset to everybody just not really accepting this trade as a good trade. But again, got to think about the ratings. Got to think about the money. If you want to connect the dots, they're all there. And Adam Silver probably should not have said anything publicly about this trade at all. But he wasn't the only person that was asked about the trade. We all know that Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic are very close. One day they could be teammates, but for today, for this entire week, Nikola Jokic will be at All-Star break without Luka, and this is what he had to say. Mike Curtis asked Nikola Jokic about his good friend Luka Doncic being traded to the Lakers, saying he was building something there. He was hurt. And then he was asked, is it weird not having Luka at All-Star festivities? Nikola Jokic said it's weird because we always have a good night before the game. So obviously Nikola Jokic, Luka, we all know that they're close. We all know that if they ever played together, that'd be some of the best basketball we'd ever see. Could definitely just take over the NBA. But even he understands that this is just very weird, saying he was building something there. He was hurt. We all got the reports that Luka Doncic was very upset by this trade, blindsided, didn't even see this coming. And then he also continued by saying it's weird because we always have a good night before the game. Again, just showing just how close they really are. But Nikola Jokic wasn't the only person that was asked about the trade. A reporter asked Pascal Siakam, if you could change one NBA rule, what would it be and why? They asked a lot of different people what rules that they would want to trade or change or adapt or adopt. And Pascal Siakam said this, saying, bro, I don't like getting into I'm just here, so I don't get fined. I'm cool with everything. They traded Luka Doncic last time. I'm trying to chill. Now, obviously, that's being very dramatic. Luka didn't get traded because he said, I don't like the shot clock violation. Get rid of it, or get rid of the rule of traveling. We don't need a dribble. That's not why Luka got traded. I think Pascal's being a little bit dramatic, but that goes to show that no one's really safe. Trading away Luka Doncic has made every single player realize no matter what they tell you, no matter how much they pay you, at a moment's notice, if you're not doing what the organization wants, you yourself can be traded to a team that you may or may not want to go, and you just got to live with it. But another player was also asked about the trade. This right here. What really strikes me is how the Mavs fans are hurting 2 weeks after. It's still the craziest trade I've ever seen. Wemby reacts to Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis deal and its lasting impact with the league and fan base. It goes to show that everybody's watching. If you've been watching ESPN, if you've been watching the news, even TMZ, a lot of people in the fan base are making waves in the media on how they feel and how they're reacting. I'm not ever going to tell someone how you need to feel, how you need to react. I don't like the trade. I don't like the move by Nico Harrison. I don't like the move from the ownership. I don't like the direction that we're going. But there's nothing we can really do about it. We can't reverse this trade. And in my opinion, the best thing you can do is push forward. If we take a look at what Wemby said again, he said, what really strikes me is how the Mav fans are hurting. Everybody sees it. Wemby, who's playing for the San Antonio Spurs, you could argue is one of our oldest rivals, just being in Texas. He understands what's going on. A lot of players, a lot of people understand what's going on. But for me, I'm excited for what the team has. I'm ready to see them fully healthy move forward. I do miss Luka, but I'm loving this team regardless. And as soon as they're healthy, who knows what could happen. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you believe what Adam Silver has to say? Do you feel Nikola Jokic, Pascal Siakam, and Victor Wembanyama on what this trade is really doing? We can have a conversation about it. Hop up in the comments. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for being started to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a giveaway every single month on this channel. Only way to enter our giveaways is to become a channel member of any tier. But till next time, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.